Rolling.
Please share your screen
Yeah, okay.
and open activity guide. Go through the topic names.
Yeah, in
What
activity guide topic list, and here the first one is 2.1 running setup wizard. Okay, in I will go to the running setup wizard. Here the running setup wizard, here in this practice FCCS application in FCCS is a financial close and service and close service. And here the assumption, you have the EPM cloud URL and login credentials. And here the tasks are log into EPM cloud. Okay, and I go to the login to EPM cloud. Here the EPM default cloud admin. This is a user ID and password. I give the password EPM DEM0S. Go. Okay. EPM cloud. Okay. EPM DEM0S. Here the login, and is after login and landed the financial and close application. Here the create a new application and migrate application. Here the in migrate application create a your application on uploading a snapshot. Here the migrate is a backup process in old application is backup. Here to import the snapshot and open the last application. And here the create a new application. Here to start a new application, I start the new application, click on start. And here the create application general. Here the four steps. And here the general details, features and review. And here they give the name is this application name is FCCS. If the name is FCCS. And here the description is create a new application, create a new application and click next. And here the time period is 12 months. And here the time period 12 months, number of months. Here the 12 months and 13 months. In 12 months financial year, here to Jan to December. And 13 months is physical year is financial year is. Additionally add 1 month. Here it is the adjustment month. This is the start and end year. Here to 2020 I choose the 2020 and 30. Here the 10 years. And every financial year I take the 12 months. Here the fiscal year January is appear here. And create a HDY members. Here the HDY members are enabled. And here to display the YTD and QTD and HYTD displayed. And here the 13 months are there. 13 months prefix is P, and like that P1 to P13 13 is displayed. And distribution is 3334 and 3343 and 4333 is displayed. And here I choose the 12 months period. In coming to the other details, and here the main currency is a USD America. This is a base currency. Then I enable the multi-currency. Yes, if a multi-currency is enabled and currency dimension is displayed. And if multi-currency is not enabled and currency is not currency dimension is not appeared in dimensions. And also CTA is not created. And coming to the next features. And here the go to the activity guide. And here to start. And here go to the features page, select the following options. And consolidation is enabled, balance sheet traditional balance sheet approach, and journal adjustment yes with our flow. And multi-gap is yes with manual adjustment, intercompany data yes with tracking, and intercompany aggregation is addition. And here the CTA cumulative translation adjustment account is a balance sheet. And including the ratio calculations is liquid ratio, management ratio, probability ratio and leverage ratio. Here the CTA account is will appeared in when detail page multi-currency is if enabled. Here to display the features in CTA. and not enabled here, not able to CTA account, and here the ownership management is no, and custom dimensions is product, and translation input and parent input, contribution input, and supplemental data collection is enabled. Okay, I will go to the navigation. Here the traditional balance sheet hierarchy. Here the balance sheet hierarchy is a account hierarchy. In traditional balance sheet approach is a account hierarchy. In total assets as a parent member, a separate parent member, and total liabilities and equity as a separate parent member. The two hierarchies are aggregated with the two parents, and the total assets equal to total liability plus total equity. And the net assets approach, here the net asset approach is tracked with the separate parent member, and net asset approach is equal to total liability minus the total no, total assets. And here the basic option is there. Is basic option is it is used in a hierarchy of the for to require the members of account dimension and movement dimension to the seeded of the forms. And here to cash flow in is a traditional balance sheet, is select the traditional balance sheet, in automatically enable the indirect cash flow. And here the multi gap, here the manual adjustment and the calculator adjustment, and no, here the manual adjustment is a to can be adjusted manually in a local, and a calculator adjustment is a to calculate, it can be a system can be calculated to the adjustments of amount on local gap and IFRS gap. And click on no. In multi gap click on no, and multi gap dimension is not displayed in the dimension. And here I choose the multi gap adjustment, click on multi gap adjustment manually. And here the CTA account, when an multi-currency is enabled, here to display the CTA account, I click the enable the balance sheet, and also zonal adjustment with workflow, without workflow, and no. Here the with workflow have to submit, upload, post, and rejection process is compulsory. And yes, without workflow is no need to any submit, approve, and post and reject. Here I choose the with workflow. Coming in intercompany data, S with tracking and without tracking. S with tracking is in track with intercompany elimination to store the data in a data source. In without tracking is a total elimination of all data source to store the elimination of data source in a separate. And here the I click the S with tracking in intercompany aggregation. Here when intercompany data, click on no, is intercompany dimensions are not displayed, and intercompany entities aggregations are not appear. And also the including including the liquidity ratio, asset management ratio, property ratio, and leverage ratio. Okay, I choose the liquidity ratio and click the profitability ratio and leverage ratio. And liquidity ratio is the quick ratio and current ratios. And asset management ratio is a ton of inventory ratios. And probability ratio is like a margins. And leverage ratio is equity and debit. And ownership management is in ownership management is a in ownership management to calculate the percentage with the consolidation. And other options is I include the other option. Other option is you store the data in a data source to track with the data source in a data in separate. In the custom dimensions is custom dimension is when a multi dimension is created in creates the 3 dimensions. And when multi dimensions is not enabled, and here to create the 4 dimensions. And here I create the product dimension. Here the product, and translation input is enabled, and parent input I enabled, and contribution input is enabled. Is a translation currency input is a is to stored in a consolidation of a separate member in FCCS underscore and translation currency input. This is used to the journals entries and journal adjustment and journal templates, and parent input is enabled. Parent input is also the separate of the consolidation member, and the parent input you have to data enter the in a parent input have to enter in a parent level, and contribution input is also the data entry for into the forms in in a contribution input, and click on and coming to the supplemental data collection, here to enable supplemental data. In supplemental data is unstructured data collection, you have to define the data, and to the data collection, and to define the in to store the data in a data source to the track, and click on next, and here the review, and coming to the here the features as enabled, and click on uh, next tab, and here to that click on next and review the of a page, and have to click the start to the application creation status, and go to the application, and here the review in when and view the creation of features details and generals, and click on create to create the application, and application creation status, application creation has been initiated. Okay, then in this application creation process is 10 to 15 minutes hardly, and okay, coming to uh, here the here the cloud a application creation is processing, and after I go to the, and then the adding a new feature of using enable features, and here the login to FCCS application in server, and after it will be appear the to displayed in this application here the cluster, and then go to the configuration, and after the creation of application you have not enabled any feature, you have to enable the features, and then select the ownership management, equity pickup, and partner elimination have to enable, and then you will receive the following messages, and here to the click on the creation, and you will receive the following message once you are the process is completed, and then process will take the few minutes. Okay, yeah, uh, once again go to the application, here the process is running, is taken to 10 to 15 minutes. In this process is running. Okay, and here to next one is in processing time. I will explain briefly in navigation, and here to practice the overview, and in this practice we will perform the following tasks. Here the login of FCCS, and open the FCCS application, navigate to define the dimensions in the forms, roles, and validation, valid intersection, manage periods, and FCCS application to create the custom navigation flow, and testing and navigation financial consolidation. You have to navigate the financial consolidation after completion of the application creation, give the credential, and the in navigation flow, and this icons in home page is landed, and here the uh, here and here the application in here the home page is landed, and here the application clusters cars are there, and here to overview and action tab, and go to the navigator services, and this is the navigation flows, and after and then after go to the settings in applications, settings in dimensions, and the settings in dimensions, um, are account dimensions and entity dimensions, currency dimension, and movement dimension. And actually, dimensions are standard dimensions are 11 dimensions in account dimension, and under the currency dimension. And here to adding the account dimensions, how to log in to the application, how to account dimension, how to add the member in account dimension, and how to add the member in entity dimension, how to add the member in currency dimension, and also the currency dimension. And also, and after they add the dimensions and member dimensions, imported and exported dimension, here to modify the metadata.csv file. And here the to log in the credential and go to the modify in overview in application cluster overview card, and click the dimensions and to the metadata.csv file, and to export the metadata to the through the csv. And after the importing the metadata csv file, and have to import and import. And after the import the data file in metadata, and go to the successful and are not successful, go to the job. Have to see the recent activity here. This is the process of briefly explaining the import and export and of a metadata, and adding the member of settings to the dimensions, and navigating flows. And okay, and I will go to um, dimensions. And once again I will go to the application. The application creation process is running, and here the application creation has initiated. It take a hardly time, and in this application features are the enable and traditional balance sheet, and enable the traditional balance sheet, and multi gap is enable the manual general adjustment will the enable the with workflow. And with workflow is here to submit and approve and rejection and post is compulsory. And without journals is not to any no need to any approval process and submit process and rejection process and post process. Have to direct to enter the journals. And the in case journals are not enabled, and journals are not displayed in the application. And the intercompany data, here to intercompany I enable the intercompany with tracking. Without tracking I enable the with tracking. It mean with tracking intercompany elimination have been stored to the data source. And the other details are on here the currency USD is a base currency. And the multi-gap is and the multi-gap and the multi-gap adjustment is I enter the adjustment. I have to manually adjustment. And the custom dimensions, and when the custom dimensions are appeared in create when the multi-dimension is enabled, here to create the 3 dimensions, and multi-dimension is not enabled, create the 4 dimensions. Okay, I have to choose the custom dimensions is the product. Okay, in multi-currency, yes, in multi-currency is enabled to yes, and currency dimensions will be displayed on the dimensions. And not here to. And also the CTA is a cumulative transaction adjustment. In multi-currency is not enabled. Cumulative is transaction adjustment is not visible. And the cumulative translation adjustment is stored the exchange the foreign exchange values. Is application is taken time to the application creation has been initiated. Here take the time. and I choose the time period 12 months period, and started and end period I taken the 2022 2030. I take here the 11 years I taken, and first month physical year is January, and HYTD members is not enabled, and in case HYTD members is enabled, here to display the quarterly and half-yearly and yearly YTD and QTD and HYTD have to display it, and in the years dimension, and here the 12 months period had to take into January to February, January to December. In case 13 months period taken, is additionally added to 1 month into adjustment month, and 13 months period is taken to prefix is P, and P1 to the P13 has been displayed. His application creation is running. It's taking the time. Application creation. Application creation is running. This is a new application process. Generally, give the name is only the taken the characters is only 8 characters. Special numbers symbols are not allowed. This is the limitations of the of your FCCS application. One limitation of the application. His application creation is running. The creation was initiated for completion of the status. Here this in intercompany data. Here the intercompany data in futures is not enabled. Intercompany dimension is not displayed in application. Intercompany dimension and in multi-gap dimension is the optional dimensions. These two dimensions are optional dimensions, and when in multi-dimensional is not enabled and does not appear in the dimensions. Is application creation is running. It's taking a time. It's taking the time. Meantime, it's the activity guide. Here the adding new features, enable feature, and navigating FCCS and creating custom navigation flow, adding accounts and entities, and adding members to movement dimension, and the adding currencies, and modifying the metadata .csv file, and importing the metadata .csv file, and okay, we'll go to the 2.2, adding new features after completion of the application creation. I enable the features in 2.2, and after the navigation to the FCCS, navigating to the financial consolidation flow service, and the custom how to create the custom navigation flow, and adding the account and entities and members of the dimensions, and the application here the application creation is running. Let's take a time. It's the creation is running, enabling features. It's running the complete process. The in activity guide, the adding in new features and using enable features. In this practice, we will add the new feature using financial and configuration wizard to to it can be take the tasks had to do login the URL, and to do the give the credentials, and after login the had to display the um, icons in home page and application cluster, and select the configuration card, and configuration card under the configuration head you have to enable the features. And then in application creation process, I no, I am not unable to the ownership management. Here to go to the configuration, and here to enable the ownership management and equity pickup and partner elimination. In ownership management, you have to do the calculate the percentage of the percentages, and to and to consolidated the ownership management, and here the click the enables, and here to the you will can be receive the message here the consolidation functionality of the functionality that you have to select the successfully enable, and before that use the features of the sign in again. The process will take the minutes, and click the enable and sign out the, and then sign in the enable features. Okay, once again I will go to the application here to hardly creating. It's taken a time. This application was creating still. Yeah, application creation successfully, and click on OK. Click on OK, and here to appear the cluster and home page. Here the clusters are there, and task dashboards, infoless data, journals, reports, approvals, roles, and application tools are there. Clusters and cards are there, and here the application. Here the coming to the add a new features using enable the feature, and I had to go to the activity guide, and here the overview practice. We will add a new features under the application. Click on application. Here the configuration. Click on configuration and features, and to select the ownership management and enable the selected features. Okay, I will go to the navigation, and here the application. Click on application. Here the over. Here the configuration. Click on configuration. Here the configuration enable features are there. I click on the enable features, and you open the enable features, and here the coming down is ownership management. I click on ownership management. In ownership management, here to equity pickup and partner elimination I have to click, and after after I enable the features, and features have chosen enable, and do you want to use the continue? Yes, I continue. Is feature environment progress is running now. It's taken a couple of time. Progress is running. And then okay, is enable features, and click on OK, and here the process is complete, and here to take the few minutes, and then after click in the enable. Already enabled, and here the process is running there, still in progress. It's a feature and balancement in progress now. It's still in progress. Few minutes is it is completed now. is taken few features enabling the progressment. Need to wait for few minutes. And after go to once again the navigator, and third one is navigating FCCS, and creating a fourth one, creating a custom navigation. How to create a navigation flow here? The you have to view, and then go to consolidation. Not then sign in the again. OK, click on OK. Click on OK. OK. Once again, one more time, I will sign out and sign again. Sign in again in the application. Okay, I will application, and again I will sign in the application. EPM Cloud application, and click on go. Click on go. Here the application will be appeared here, and then third one is in activity guide topic is third one is navigating FCCS, and fourth one is creating a navigation flow. Okay, we'll go to the activity guide. Here the activity guide. Click on next page. Here the practice lesson 3 navigation flow, financial consolidation and close. And here the overview for log into the FCCS application and open the FCCS application to navigate the predefined dimensions, forms, rules, and varied intersection, manage periods in the FCCS application. Here to log in the application, and then go to next page. Here the part 2 is there is overview. Here the task, click on application, login, and here the application, and click on overview, application information. Okay, I will go to the navigation, and here the application, I click the application cluster. Here the cards, it is a cards, and here the in cluster is a combination of a cards is called a clusters. Okay, here the overview, and click on overview. I click the overview, and here now to next point is click the dimension tab to view the dimension in details. Okay, and go to the application. Here to dimension tab, I click the dimension tab. Here appear the dimensions: account dimension, moment dimension, period, consolidation, and data source dimension, currency dimension, intercompany and multi-gap dimensions will be appear here. And then after go to the activity guide. Here they click on the actions to view the different actions available here, and you go to the navigation, you click on actions. Here the import data, export data, to the import data and export data, the data, and copy data and clear data, and here the validate the metadata, and refresh the database. In refresh database is click to have to create in a refresh database. So in whole application have been be refresh. Here they remove the application, remove the old one application. Here to remove the application, you have to click the remove the application. Here the inbox and outbox. Inbox is, it is used to the locally, and outbox is used to server. Go to the activity guide, click on the navigator icon, and select the user preference under the tool. Explore the options in the following categories, and okay, I will go to the navigation. Click on home page, and click on navigator. Under the tool clusters, here the user preference is there. Is user preference, you have to set the user preferences. Here to general, have to here the general display, notification, adoption, user variable, and reports and form printing. Here to general, to change the profile and time zone language, and here to profile changes and alias table and number, have to member label to display the alias, and here to display, how to display the number, display the application options, and here to notifications, you have to give the any notification here, the name, enter the email ID, and click the notification. You have to appear in the task list, approvals, and job consoles, and the another option here to other option is there to select the other option in member inclusion, zoom in, zoom out, and suppress variable. Here to suppress, to create the suppress variable, or have to row and column zeros. Have to display the row and column in other rows is zeros, and missing data have to enable the row and column in missing data. You have to not display the missing data, and you have to user variable in case the you have create the user variable, you have to display, you have to appear the user variable. When create the user variable, you have to appear, and you have to select the user variable. It is a assigning process. You can to set the user. This is the user preferences, and go to the go to the activity guide. Here to click the navigator and select the services and application, review the status, and the go to the navigation. Here to navigator, and here the application cluster under the service, either click on service. Here to display the status as an email notification is a email notification process, supplemental data from system maintenance, and task status and review schedule monitor. Here the services are appear here, and when the last run, when you have to use the last run and next run, you have to display it here. And then activity guide, go to the activity guide, click on home icon, and return to the home page. Okay, I will go to the navigation and click on home page, return to the home page. Here the home page is appear here, and here to part 3 and overview. Here the task, click on navigator to select the dimension. Under the create and manage, select the account dimension, review predefined account in balance sheet, and I have to view, I have to go to navigator. Here the dimensions, under the dimension, here to account dimensions, dimensions will appear is account dimension, consolidation, currency, data source, entity, form, currency, intercompany movement, and the multi-gap, period, product, scenario, view, and years. And here to account dimensions. In account dimension is account is the parent one, this is the children's, and here the balance sheet, this is the generation 2 one, and this is the generation 3. Here to the under the balance sheet, here the traditional balance sheet, and total assets, here the is visible, and here the total balance sheet and non-cash, these are the account dimension, parent and the children's. And then the navigating to the click on home icon, then select the data, and under the FCCS balance sheet period form, and okay, I will go to the navigation, and click on home button. Here the data card, here the data card is appear. Here click on data card. Here the balance sheet, under the balance sheet, here the balance sheet folder. Here the FCCS balance sheet. This FCCS underscore is the predefined one. It is a system generation. Is FCCS is a prefix one. Here the balance sheet, click on period, will be open. Here the scenario 20 and geography will be open, and click on activity guide. Here to close the form, and go to the home button and rules card. Okay, click on the home button, and under the rules card, here click on rules card. Here the rules card business rules is the, here to clear the template blocks, consolidated first and translated and consolidate. Here to consolidate the gathered data to the aggregate entities, to the pair of the parent entities. And here the translation is to convert to one currency to another currency. And here the when you can create the business rule in rules card, here to appear the business rule, and go to the activity guide, and then here to click the home icon under the varied intersection under the application cluster. Okay, here go to the navigator icon. Here the tools, no, not here the application. Here the validation intersection. Here the validation, click on validation intersection. Here the valid intersections are there. These FCCS underscores here is the system generation one. This is a prefix one, and here to create a valid intersection rule, you have to create them and go to the and go to the next page. Here to part 4 our overview, and in this practice here to go home icon, here to select the manage press under the application cluster. Okay, I have to go to the navigation. I will show you, and here I go to the navigator, and here the application cluster. Here the manage periods are there. In click on manage periods, here the manage periods, here the under the scenario is actual, and years is 20, and you have to in 20 you have to status is opened. You have to click the action, you have to open and close. In case you have to open and you have to close here, and this is the status is unopened, I click the open period, it can be opened. And next one is creating a navigation flow. And okay, go to the activity guide, and here the creating a custom navigation flow. Okay, I will go to the navigation, how to create a custom navigation flow. Okay, here the create a custom navigation flow. Under the overview, I have to custom navigation assumption is logged into the into the application, and here the home icon, select the tool cluster and the navigation flow. Okay, I will go to the uh, application, click on home button. Under the here the application, click on application, not application, under the tools clusters are there. I click on the tool clusters, and here the navigation flows are there, and click the navigation flow. Is the appear, navigation flow is the appear, and here the click the action, then select the create a copy and create to default navigation flow, and give the following name as the custom navigation overall 001. Okay, we'll go to the application navigation, and here the gear icon. Here to create a copy, under the name I give the name is navigation, navigate underscore 001 OR. Click on OK. You have to create the navigation, create, and then click on OK navigation flow, and remove the taskbars and infolate, and the remove the icon. Okay, remove the taskbar, task dashboard, tasks and dashboard infolate, and click the remove icon. Okay, okay, again, and we'll go to the application, and here to click the navigate create icon. I have to remove the tasks, dashboards, and infolates. Remove and go to the activity guide, and then after icon, and then click on yes, and dialog box appear. Okay, okay, click on save, then go to the application, and here to assign the navigation flow any of groups, in click the magnify and icon beside the icon, assign to box and service administration group. I will click OK. Okay, we'll go to the application, click on once again the navigator, and here the magnify button. Here to click here the name, assign groups. Here the I in scenario of activity guide, I assign the service administrator. Click on OK, and then after go to the navigate, I can click on save and close, and select the inactive to the navigation flow to can be activate. Okay, I will go to save and close, and here the inactive process, I have to activate the icon and navigation flow, and here the logout and login the application. You have to notice the dashboards and infolate have to not appear in the home page. Okay, I will go to the application, and under the sign out, and I log in again. Okay, okay, I enter the credential EPM default cloud. Okay, EPM DEM 0. Yes, I log in again, again here to appearance, and here to click the again here to not appear the task dashboards and influence are not appear. Yeah, when I remove the and navigation flow, when I create the navigation flow and that the remove dashboards and tasks, will the home screen is not appear the icons in a dashboard, task and infolettes, and then go to the repeat 3 and 4 steps and create the navigation flow to appear to navigation to task and power user, and here to log out and admin, and here to apply the this icon, and okay, I will go to create another one um, here under the tools cluster. Here the navigation flow, I created the another one, another, here to click the icon, create and copy, and here the navigation flow, navigation underscore 002, I create again, and here the click on OK and click on button, and here the appear the task and dashboards, and here to I will go to the magnify. I assign the power user, click on OK, okay, save and close, and I will activate the navigation to icon, here to activate, okay, and click on logout once again, logout and login in page EPM default admin, and here the EPM DEM0S login again, again click on accessibility in navigation flows, and click on the navigation to, yeah, it will be displayed here. I have assigned the power user here to display it. Okay, then after I will go to the default one, choose the default one. Okay, it is a default one will appear, and then after I will go to the navigation flow is completed successfully, and then after the setting up financial consolidation, and go to the activity guide, and fifth one adding accounts and entities. Okay, I will go to the navigation how to add the members in entities, and here the adding accounts of entities, here the overview and tasks, so the login admin, and here they select the account dimensions, FCCS balance sheet appear, and the FCCS balance sheet, the traditional balance sheet appear, and under the total assets I have to select the current assets account. I have to add a child one. Okay, I will go to the navigation, and go to the navigator, here the create and manager, under the dimension cluster, dimension card is there, click on the dimensions, and here the account dimensions are there, under the balance sheet, FCCS balance sheet is there, here to traditional balance sheet approach, under the traditional balance sheet approach, here the total assets are there, under the current assets we have to current assets, here to create a child one, and here I go to the here the child one, here to child, at the child, okay, go to the another page, here the name is investments, and alias name is investments, okay, and then after I have go to the save. Okay, I will go to the navigation, here the name is, and member name is investment, I created the investments, and alias name also they give the investments, is alias one is a alternative name, and the alternative name also the give the investments, and click on save. Here the FCCS current assets, under the child one is created, FCCS current assets is a parent one, here the create the investments here, and then after go to the navigation, here the under the investments account member, and adding account member, selecting investment, adding a child, okay, adding a child, investments, adding a child, okay, okay, this name is investments current, and alias name is investments current, data store is never share, and go to the application, I will show again, under the investments, here to click the child, here the investments investment investments current, and also the alias name is investments current. Investments current, I give the name is investments current. And here the data store is dynamic calc. Here to I give the never share, have to have not share, I give the never share, and I click on OK. Here the save the investments current here, and at the parent is investments, and here go to the activity guide, and then click on save. After they add more child accounts in the investments accounts and following details. Here the collective investments fund and corporate funds, you had to choose the data storage never share. Okay, and then after I will go to the navigation and create a child, and here the under the investments here to add the child and another child. Here to collective bonds, I will give the name is call collect funds, and here the alias name is give the alias name collective funds, and the dynamic calc is I go to the data storage. I have to change the never share. Click on save. Here to collect funds are under the investments. Here to collect funds are appear here, and after I will go to add another one is corporate bonds, and here to corp. Give the name is corp bonds, and alias name is corporate bonds. Give the name alias name corporate bonds, and here to change the, and here the never share is there, and data storage here, and the click on save. Here to corporate bonds are is displayed here appear, and then go to the activity guide. Under the activity guide, here the now select the entity dimension and drop down. Here the total geography and add the child, and here the segments name is segment and alias is segment, base currency is USD. Okay, click on navigator and go to the entity dimension. Click on entity dimension. Here the total geography and the global assumptions are there. Total geography, and the total geography here the add a child in child, under the name is given the name is segments, alias one is segments, under the base currency is USD, and here to click on save. Is under the total geography. Here the child one segments is added, and go to the icon under the have to save, and after the child name and child under the segment dimension entity dimension, here to give the name is EM01 and alias is EN01, base currency is USD. Okay, I will go to this under the segments. Here to I change add the child, and here the child EN01, I give the EN01, and alias is and alias is en01 and then go to the after activity guide. Here the activity guide en01, and currency is USD, and then under en01 have to more child details, and here to adds go to the save, and then add en01 to add the child, under en01 add to child. Here the en05 is alias name is en05 New York and USD, and en06 Boston USD. Okay, I will add the child in en01, and here the I add en01 underscore 01 underscore 01 in alias is given en01 underscore 01. Here the give the name is alias name is Newark, and under the base currency is USD. Click on save. I have to save, and then add another one to another child to the en01 en01 underscore 02. I take, and alias name is en01 underscore 02 to Boston. And click on save. He added two child in en01. En01 is a parent one. Under the en01 parent is a segments here, and then after go to the next slide. Under the create and add account dimensions, entity is completed, and then member and members to the movement dimension, and the adding currencies. And I will go to the adding activity guide, add members to the movement dimension, and the movement dimension I have to add the dimensions subtotal here. The in go to the application under the movement dimension, click here and click on movement dimension here under the FCCS amounts. FCCS underscore is the pre-built one. It is a system generations once, and here the and movement total FCCS movement total. Under the subtotal here to create a child, here to add a child, and here go to the activity guide, and the name is give the name movements balance sheet alias change in balance sheet. Okay, I will go to the uh, application, and the name is I give the name movements underscore balance sheet. And alias name is also the name is change in balance sheet. Change in balance sheet. Okay, click on save. Here the under movement subtotal, here the add the member a child one. This is the adding of the movement dimensions. How to add the member in movement dimension, and after the adding currencies, and go to the application. Under the application here to the currency dimension there, click on currency dimensions. Under the input currency here the USD, and click on USD, add child, and in scenario here the add USD, and then select the UR, and then click save, and then here to click the EUR, European Union Euro, and click here and save the currency. Under the input currencies USD, under the UR is save. Under the plus icon, click on another one added here the URA, and add the hierarchy URU, and AUD GPE INR added. Okay, I will added AUD. Click on AUD and save. Under the input currencies here the AUD added. Under the AUD here to added another one, and GPB added the GPB, click on GBB and click save. Have the added one GBP input currency under GBP added. I click on GBP under the add button here, and I will go to added the INR. INR is the Indian rupee. INR here the rupees. I will add the save, and here to under the currency it is the parent one, this is the child one, and here the input currencies, here to add the INR. This is the process of how to setting the dimensions in account dimension, entity dimension, movement dimension, and currency dimension. Then after go to the import and export dimensions, and go to the activity, and here the modify the metadata CSV file and importing metadata that CSV file, and here the go to the lesson importing and exporting the dimension. Under the here import and export the dimensions, under the home page application, you click the overview dimension and then click on the export. Okay, I will go to the navigation and go to the home button, and here the application clusters are there. This is the cards one, and here the view card is appear, and click the view card, and here the overview cubes and dimension reports, and click the dimensions. Here to click the dimension, the dimensions, here the dimensions are appear here: account dimension, movement dimension, period dimension, consolidation dimension, data source dimension, and currency dimensions. And click on export. Here to export the and metadata, here to export to create a metadata to create, and here the dimensions will be displayed, and click on the select the account dimensions of all. Here to export the account dimension, and here to download it to export the dimension, and click on here to export the dimension. Okay, and then after we'll go to the click on close. Export is completed, and then go to the here, and I have to go and account dimension have to successfully created an export and metadata page. And then after go to the import metadata in CSV file, and I will import the CSV file. Here the tasks and tasks the now the go to the row to the top of the flow, and here to the validate the following details. I had to add the following details uh, in how to add it and how to import the data in metadata in the application. Under the here the go to the under the here go to the home button, and here the application cluster, click on application cluster. Here the overview card, click on overview card. Under the dimension, click on dimension, and here the import button is there. You have to go to the import and to create the import. And first of all I import the entity dimension. Choose the file, click on file, and here the downloads one there. Here to file to be used, and we click the file to be used, and here to metadata entity one is there. Click on open, and then validate. Here to validate the metadata of entity is validated job successfully, and import the metadata in entity is successful, and then click on OK, and then close, and then close, and go to the jobs. Click on jobs. Here to the jobs recent activities is there, and complete valid metadata and import metadata will appear. Here the valid metadata is completed and import metadata is processing, and here to refresh the recent activity. I have to refresh, and here the import metadata is processing is there. Processing is there. Here to view the successful or not, or in case any error is occur, here to choose open the metadata. Have to open, and after it says in case any error, and after once again added the entity in metadata. This process, this is a still in process. Is then it can be occurred is import metadata. Here the entity import, and here the default metadata entity in status is error. in sometimes error is occur no occur here. In that way, in occur here the adding the metadata in entity input. Okay, click on close and go to the dimensions under the entity, under the geography segments. Here to added the entity dimensions when error is occur, but here to added the segments is it is successfully added. And then go to the, and then here to in scenario, go to the add the account to import the account dimension. Okay, I will go to import the account dimension and click on navigate icon, and here the application cluster, here the overview card is there. Click on overview card, under the dimensions is there. Under the dimension, here the here to import the dimension, here to import and create to import the metadata. And here the account dimension, here they choose the account dimension. In this scenario, metadata account here to open here. Okay, it is validate data successfully and import data successfully. Okay, and and after open the excel sheet, in when I added the file, here the account dimension, this file I added the application in metadata. In the excel sheet is appear here to enable. In this application scenario, activity guide, and here the account is total one, parent is account, and default is total account, and validate consolidated is false, and data storage is store, and data type is currency, and account type is revenue, and time balance and skip value and true, and plain type is true, and source plan type is console. And here to here the total account is name is total account, and the parent is account, and the total account is in the alias is in data storage is never storage here appear here. That's why I upload this file. Okay, click on application and validate metadata is successfully, and then import the metadata is successfully. And then go to the activity guide, and after yeah, this is a process uh, how to upload the metadata. And I already upload the metadata in this process. I use in this process. And click on ok, and click on ok, and once refresh the database. Okay, I will go to the refresh the database, and job is successfully. Click on ok and click close. Okay, and click close. Under the overview, here the action buttons are there. I refresh the metadata. I refresh the database. Will hold database. Here the created database, and refresh the database. I click the refresh the database. It has to refresh. This process is running. In whole application database is refreshed. The dimensions under the rules and console and rates, and the artifacts are refreshed here. It's taking the time, is couple of time it's taken. Executing the post cube refresh rules under the here. Okay, and after refresh the database, and uh, go to the next page. go to the next phase, and here to appear the go to the navigator under successfully, and create and manage, click here, and under the dimension total account is will appear in this type. Okay, and then after go to the status, and to view the how to refresh database is successfully or not, I have to choose here to view the jobs card, and then go to the jobs, and here the refresh database is finished, and close, and close, and close, and here to go to the navigator under the create and management dimensions, click on dimensions. Under the dimensions account, the total account is the added here, and return on assets is also the added here. The account one is a parent one, and total account is the child one. Here to added this successfully, and then after go to the navigation, and go to the navigator. Under the go to the navigator application cluster, under job cards are there, click on jobs card, and here to refresh the database is completed successfully, and refresh database is completely successfully, and then after go to the home button, and here the complete the import and export the metadata, modify the metadata, and import metadata CSV file is completed. This in this topic is completed, Ravali, and thank you, Ravali.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ravali. Can I stop the my